Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Now we will be doing working with the text. Answer the following questions. Question number 1. Did the front wheel really wobble? What is your opinion? Give a reason for your answer. What do you think? Did it actually wobble, the front wheel? Well, let us write down the answer. Answer number 1. No, I don't think the front wheel really wobbled. It was the author's friend who had got hold of the front wheel and claimed that it wobbled. He said so after shaking the front wheel violently. The author resisted because he had no problem with the front wheel. It was also proved later on that the author's friend was a novice. So, I think the front wheel did not really wobble and nothing was wrong with the bicycle. So, this is answer number 1. No, I don't think the front wheel really wobbled. It was the author's friend who had caught hold of the front wheel and claimed that it wobbled. He said so after shaking the front wheel violently. The author resisted because he had no problem with the front wheel. It was also proved later on that the author's friend was a novice. So, I think the front wheel did not really wobble and nothing was wrong with the bicycle. Question number 2. In what condition did the author find the bicycle when he returned from the tool shed? So, what did he see when he returned from the tool shed? What did the author see? Let us write down the answer. Answer number 2. After returning from the tool shed, the author found that his friend was sitting on the ground with the front wheel between his legs. He was moving it between his fingers. So this is answer number. So this is answer number 2. After returning from the tool shed, the author found that his friend was sitting on the ground with the front wheel between his legs. He was moving it between his fingers. Coming to question number 3. Nothing is easier than taking off the gear case. Comment on or continue this sentence in the light of what actually happens. What happened when the boy said, the older one said, nothing is easier than taking the gear case. So we have to continue this comment, or we have to explain what exactly happened at that moment. Third one, the author confessed that his friend was actually right. In less than 5 minutes, he had the gear case in 2 pieces, right? Lying on the path. And was groveling for screws. He said it was always a mystery to him the way screws disappeared. Alright, so this is answer number 3rd. The author confessed that his friend was actually right. In less than 5 minutes, he had the gear case in 2 pieces lying on the path and was groveling for screws. He said it was always a mystery to him the way screws disappeared. Alright, now coming to question number 4. What special treatment did the chain receive? What special treatment? What happened with the chain? What did the boy do with the chain? Let us write down answer number 4. The author's friend did not spare the chain also. He took off the gear case to take off the chain. He tightened it till it would not move, and then he loosened it too much. Thus, this way the chain got very loose. Okay, so what happened with the chain? This is the answer. The author's friend did not spare the chain also. He took off the gear case to take off the chain. He tightened it till it would not move, and then he loosened it too much. Thus, This way, the chain got very loose. Alright. Question number 5th. The friend has two qualities. He knows what he is doing and is absolutely sure it is good. Find the two phrases in the text which mean the same. What do you think? Which phrases explained that the friend actually has two qualities and he knows whatever he is doing, it is good? So, which are the two phrases? Let us write down this answer. 5th, the two phrases are cheery confidence and inexplicable hopefulness. Okay, so this is answer number 5th. Now, coming to question number 6th. Describe the fight between the man and the machine. Find the relevant sentences in the text and write them. Now we have to describe what kind of a fight happened between the man and the machine. Let us write down this answer. Answer number 6th. Then he lost his temper and tried bullying the thing. One moment, the bicycle would be on the gravel path and he on top of it. The next, the position would be reversed. He on the gravel path, the bicycle on him. Now he would be standing flushed with victory. The bicycle firmly fixed between his legs, but his triumph would be short-lived. By a sudden, quick movement, it would free itself and turning upon him, hit him sharply over the head with one of its handles. So this is question number 6th. Then he lost his temper and tried bullying the thing. One moment the bicycle would be on the gravel path and he on top of it. The next, the position would be reversed, he on the gravel path, the bicycle on him. Now he would be standing flushed with victory, the bicycle firmly fixed between his legs. But his triumph would be short-lived. By a sudden quick movement, it would free itself and turning upon him, hit him sharply over the head with one of its handles. So with this we have ended working with text. Okay? Working with language. Now let us read question number 1. Read the following sentences. We should go for a long bicycle ride. I ought to have been firm. We must not lose any of them. I suggested that he should hold the fork and that I should handle the wheel. The words in italics are modal auxiliaries. Now, what are modal auxiliaries? Modal auxiliaries are used with verbs to express notions such as possibility, permission, willingness, obligation, necessity, etc. Should, must and ought to generally express moral obligation, necessity and desirability. Look at the following. Now we will be looking at some examples. The first one is, we should go on a holiday. Now this is a suggestion. It is a good idea for us to go on a holiday. Now let me give you one more example. We should keep our country clean. I'll give you one more example. We should obey the laws of our country. Okay? Now, let us see the second example. He is not too well these days. He must see a doctor before he becomes worse. Now here, this word must is used for compulsion or necessity. It is absolutely essential or necessary for him to see a doctor. Now let me give you one more example. You must improve your handwriting. It is a suggestion. No, it is a necessity or it is a compulsion. Or we can say you must do your duty. So it is a compulsion that the person must do the duty. Okay. Now let us see the third one. You ought to listen to me. I am well over a decade older than you. So now here, ought to word is more emphatic than should. Since I am older than you, it is advisable that you listen to me. So we use ought to when we have to give some more emphasis on something which has to be done. For example, we ought to respect our elders, or this book ought to help you in facing your problems. All right? Now there is a note given. Should and ought to are often used interchangeably. We use these two words interchangeably. Now, rewrite each of the following sentences using should, ought to or must in place of the italicized words. Make other changes wherever necessary. Now, we have to use these three words should, ought to or must, and we have to use these and at the places where the italicized words are written. All right? Let us start. You are obliged to do your duty irrespective of consequences. So now here, are obliged are the words which are written in italics. So now we have to change this. What will we write? We will write you ought to do your duty irrespective of consequences. All right. Now let's come to the next one. The second one is, you will do well to study at least for an hour every day. Now how will we write this? Let us write you should study at least for an hour every day. All right. Now let us come to the third one. The doctor says it is necessary for her to sleep 8 hours every night. Now what should we write here? What are the words in italics? It is necessary. So what is the right sentence? The right sentence will be, the doctor says she must sleep 8 hours every day. Right? Now let's do the fourth one. It is right that you show respect towards elders and affection towards youngsters. Now how will we rewrite it? We will write you ought to show respect. I am not writing the complete sentence. You can complete the whole sentence. Towards elders and affection towards youngsters. Okay? The fifth one, if you want to stay healthy, exercise regularly. Now how will you change this one? If you want, how will we change this one? We will write you should exercise regularly if you want to stay healthy. All right. Now coming to the next one. It is good for you to take a walk every morning. Now what will we write here? It is good. Now how will we change? We will change this to you should take a walk every morning. Right? Next one. It is strongly advised that you don't stand on your head. Now what will we change here? Strongly advised. We will write you must not stand on your head. And the last one, as he has a cold, it is better for him to go to bed. It is better are the words in italics. So we will change as he has a cold, he ought to go to bed. Correct? Question 2. Use should, must or ought to appropriately in the following sentences. Now here we have to complete the sentences and choose amongst the options given here and fill in the blanks. So the first one is people who live in glass houses dash not throw stones. So what would be the correct option? The correct answer would be should. People who live in glass houses should not throw stones. Second one, you dash wipe your feet before coming into the house, especially during the rains. You must. So the answer will be must. You must wipe your feet. Okay. Now, third one, you dash do what the teacher tells you. What do you think is the correct option? You ought to do what the teacher tells you. Next one, the pupils were told that they dash write more neatly. So what should be the correct answer here? The correct option is should. The pupils were told that they should write more neatly. Fifth one, sign in front of a park, you dash not walk on the grass. What should be the correct answer? You must not walk on the grass. Sixth one, you dash be ashamed of yourself having made such a remark. Now what should be the correct answer? The correct answer will be you ought to be ashamed of yourself having made such a remark. Seventh, he left home at 9 o'clock. He dash be here any minute. Now what is the correct answer here? The correct answer will be should. He should be here any minute. Okay. And the last one, whatever happened to the chocolate cake, how dash I know? I have just arrived. So what do you think is the correct answer here? The correct answer will be should. Whatever happened to the chocolate cake, how should I know? I have just arrived. Correct? Now, coming to question number 3. Two or more single sentences can be combined to form a single sentence. Read the following. I made an effort and was pleased with myself. This sentence is in fact a combination of two sentences. The first one is I made an effort and the second one is I was pleased with myself. So the complete sentence is a combination of two sentences. Now read this sentence. I did not see why he should shake it. This is also a combination of two sentences. The first one is I did not see and it is optional, and the second one, why should he shake it? So it is a combination of two sentences. Divide each of the following sentences into its parts, write meaningful parts. If necessary, supply a word or two to make each part meaningful. Now what we have to do is, there are sentences given here and we have to divide the sentence into parts. How many parts we have to divide in? The answers are, the clues are given already here. Okay, let us start writing the answers. The first one, I went to the tool shed to see what I could find. 3 parts. So in this sentence, we have to divide this sentence into 3 parts with meaningful sentences. So let us do this one. I'll write down first here and A. Okay. I went to the tool shed. What can be the second part? The second one will be I went to see the tools. And what can be the third part? What could I find there? Understood? We have divided this sentence into 3 meaningful sentences. Okay? So when these 3 sentences are combined, it will form the sentence which is given in part 1. Alright. Now let's do the second one. When I came back, he was sitting on the ground. Now we have to divide this into 2 parts. So let us write A. I came back, and second one, he was sitting on the ground. Alright, so this is the second one. Coming to the third part. Let's do the third one. We may as well see what's the matter with it. Now it is out. So we have to divide this sentence into 3 parts. Let us write third A. We may see it. B. What's the matter with it? And C. It is out now. Alright. So this is how we have divided this sentence into 3 parts. Fourth one. He said he hoped we had got them all. Now this has to be divided into 3 parts. Let us write. He said it. B. He hoped. And C. We had got them all. Okay. So this is how we have divided this part. Now fifth one. I had to confess he was right. Now this has to be divided into 2 parts. So the first one is I had to confess it, and B, he was right. Okay children, so this is how we have divided the sentences into various parts, either 3 or 2 as mentioned in the exercise. Question number 4. en acts as a prefix put at the beginning or as a suffix put at the end to form new words. Now we all know that a prefix is a group of letters which is put in front of a word, and suffix is a group of letters which is put after the word. So let us read this. En plus courage becomes encourage. Weak plus en becomes weaken. So en when put at the end is a suffix, and when en has been put in the beginning, it becomes a prefix. En at the beginning or at the end of a word is not always a prefix or a suffix. It is then an integral part of the word. Sometimes when en is being put in the beginning or in the end, it is not necessary that it is a prefix or a suffix. Sometimes it becomes an integral part. Integral part means something which is very important, a necessary part of the word. Now let us read the word ending and barren. So here en is neither a suffix nor a prefix. It is an important part of the word. The first one, now arrange the words given in the box under the three headings: prefix, suffix and part of the word. Now here in this table there are few words given. We have to divide the words under the headings prefix, suffix and part of the word. The table is given here. We have to see where en is being used as a prefix or a suffix, or where en is a part of the word. You have to do this exercise in this table. However, I am going to explain in this box. Now, the first one is encourage. Here, en is in the beginning of the word, so here en is a prefix. So I will write P here for prefix. Now, the second word is barren. Here, en is coming at the end. However, in barren, the word, if we remove en, the word barr doesn't make a proper sense. So here en is not a suffix, but it is a part of the word. So I will write part of the word. Alright. Now the next word is fasten. Here en is in the end, but if we remove en, fast, fast, it makes a proper sense. So here en is a suffix and I am writing s for it. Now the next word is even. Here en is at the end, but still if we remove ev doesn't make any sense. So even, in even en is a part of the word. So I'll write part of the word. Now the next word is dampen. En is a suffix because damp makes sense. Endanger. En is a prefix. Why? Because danger makes a complete sense. Enclose. En is again a prefix because close makes sense. Enable. En is again a prefix because able is making sense. Now the next word is listen. Here en is at the end, so it can be a suffix because list makes complete sense. But few words are confusing. For example, in listen, if we remove en, as I have told you earlier, list makes sense. So en can be a suffix. But as a word, listen means to hear, right? So as a word, if we remove en, then list doesn't make any sense of making a suffix, right? So here en is a part of the word and not a suffix. So I will write part of the word. Alright. Now the next one is soften. Here en, if removed, soft makes sense, complete sense. So here it is a suffix. The next word is weaken. En is coming at the end, so it is a suffix, and enclave, en is coming in the beginning, but if removed, clave doesn't make any sense. So en is a part of the word. Alright kids, I hope this exercise is clear. Now we will be coming to part number 2. Find new words in your textbook and put them under the same heading. Now we have to find few words from the book and from the text, and we have to divide the words in the following headings: prefix, suffix and part of the word, okay, with the group of letters EN. Let me give you two examples of each. You find more examples if you can. So the first one I'll write for EN as prefix, the second is EN as suffix, and then EN as part of the word. The words I have found as prefixes are, I'll give you just two examples. The first one is encounter and the second one is endure. Okay. For the words where EN is playing a part of a suffix, let me give you two examples: HASTEN, Hasten, and lesson. EN as part of the word, given and taken. You are supposed to find more words from the textbook. With this, we end the chapter. I hope you have understood the chapter well and have enjoyed the exercises too. Thank you, kids.